What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and if you've been keeping up with Fallout and anything Fallout related in the last month and a half since E3, you're gonna know that Fallout Shelter, which is the mobile game that was announced and launched both during Bethesda's E3 press conference, their first ever press conference, mind you, that was exclusively released on iOS originally, and they did say that it was going to come at an Android platform at a later date. So they've come out and said what that later date is actually going to be, and Fallout Shelter is going to release on Android on August 13th, 2015. So what's that, 3 weeks away? Yeah, we're looking at about 3 week release time from the time of this video and the time of the announcement to the actual release of Fallout Shelter on Android devices. Now, real quick, if you're not familiar with the Fallout Shelter game, it's basically, what would you call, like an XCOM meets SimCity / little bit of Sims in there as well at the same time style game. But of course, it's in a Fallout vault. So as you'd expect, you are the overseer. It goes through a bunch of other stuff. Every individual vault member has different stats, skills, personality. You can give them different jobs, send them outside the vault to gather resources. You need to balance your resources, your power, food, water, all that kind of shit. And it's supposed to be a really good game. I'm generally not into phone games too much. Usually, yes, okay, I know there are some good ones, but what I was just about to say was usually phone games and like mobile games that appeal to me personally are usually very few and far between, and the ones that I do find appealing to me are usually really good, and generally that's the general opinion for them anyway. So Fallout Shelter, it has been a hit on iOS since it actually released last month. It's made so much money. It is a free-to-play game. It's free to download and free to play. There are in-app purchases, but obviously, unfortunately, that's the nature of a mobile game, and you don't have to, you don't have to really get them if you don't want to. You can buy in-game lunchboxes, and a lunchbox is filled with cards and cards which are equipment or new stats or new skills or new something. Possibly even just extra resources for your vault. So we'll see how it goes anyway. They've also mentioned that both versions of Fallout Shelter, both for Android and iOS, they're going to receive new updates. Now, they did mention that they briefly talked about the update, and because of the way they worded it, I'm going to assume that the update will not be hitting until the 13th of August or shortly after, because they did mention that all versions of Fallout Shelter will receive a new update shortly. So because of that, because they did say all versions, I think it will either come in the base version of Android and be updated on iOS, or it will be it will be updated slightly after the release of the Android one. But basically what the new update is going to do is it's going to include Mr. Handy, which is one of the helper robots. You'll know him from Fallout 4 or even Fallout 3 or any of the older ones really if you've played them. And he's what's listed as a premium reward. So it's unknown what's going to happen on there, or if he is only a possible reward from a lunchbox. We'll see how it goes anyway. But what Bethesda had to say about Mr. Handy being added: have him collect resources inside your vault, send him into the wasteland to collect loot, and defend your vault from creatures and disasters, including all new Deathclaw invasions and mole rat infestations. So that's what Bethesda had to say about it on the official blog. So there's not much other than that to talk about on it, so I'm going to just end the video there anyway. I am going to test out Fallout Shelter when it comes to Android in the future. I do not have any Apple devices or anything that runs iOS, so I never had a chance to try it until, well, what will be 3 weeks from now. So let me know in the comment section below what I will actually also probably have, I won't call it a review, but I'll probably have a thoughts, impressions, and opinions video on it probably a little bit after I get my hands on it anyway. I'll usually take a couple of days, maybe a week or so I can actually, I don't just sit there for 5 minutes and give a rushed opinion on it. I'll actually play it for a decent amount of time and put it all into a video from there anyway. So let me know in the comment section below what you think about Fallout Shelter, if you think it looks any good, if you think it doesn't look any good, if you have played it on iOS devices, and let me know what you actually do think about it, as well as, if you've already played it, your details on the potential stuff coming in the new updates. Other than that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the rest of the videos in my channel while we wait about 3 weeks or so for Fallout Shelter to be released on Android platforms.